Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of To Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you and let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact upon you. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You don't know how to get out of that coffin. You tried lifting the lid, but the enormous weight upon the lid prevents you from opening that lid. You try banging on the lid to hopefully unsettle the dirt. Maybe somebody notice and start digging their way down towards you. This is what it's like to feel at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help. You know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know where to turn. In reality, there are people standing by your grave. You just don't know that. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind while you were abusing drugs and alcohol that you might just overdose and take something away that was given to you by the Lord Jesus Christ? And that's life. With this, let me leave one last thought. Don't be like the person that I'm talking about that went to their grave without seeking help. Instead, pick up the phone and call me at 844-405-HELP, and I promise I'll help you take your life back, for your life is gone. Folks, don't forget to take your slippers off at night. Don't put them by the edge of your bed. Stick them under your bed. And then in the morning, you'll be forced to drop to your knees to go and retrieve them. Now, go reach for them and bring them in. Now, while you're on your knees, these are the times where you should be asking God for guidance and direction, forgiveness and mercy, thanking God for having a home, food, relationships, health, and whatever else you might want to thank God for. Utilize Knee-mail, K-N-E-E-mail. Knee-mail is your personal time between you and God, and no better time to do Knee-mail is while you're on your knees retrieving those slippers that you put under the bed the night before. Knee-mail, K-N-E-E-mail, your personal communication with God. The power of prayer is as powerful as your Knee-mail each and every morning. Now put those slippers on and walk with God 24/7. The sad reality of babies being born addicted, I repeat, addicted to opiates. Home Drug Rehab in Raleigh, North Carolina, recently put an article about how sad it is that babies are being born addicted to opiates. The Raleigh Drug Rehab Center for the past 4 years has learned that the number of babies born addicted to drugs has doubled, according to a study in the Journal of Parentology. Every 25 minutes, a baby is born with neonatal abstinence syndrome, otherwise known as NAS, which is a set of symptoms related to withdrawal from narcotics, folks. That is an estimated of 21,732 babies who were exposed to drugs while in utero. The rates of babies being born with NAS are higher in Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, and Kentucky. A 48% increase in Kentucky makes it one of the hardest hit states in the nation. Back in 2000, it only happened 28 times a year. The New England area, where there has been a major increase in opiate use in the last 4 years, few years I should say, has the highest rate of babies born with NAS, with 13.7 births per 1,000 births. The west, south, central area of the U.S. saw the fewest number of births, with only 2 per 1,000. Babies born with NAS have to stay in hospitals longer, averaging 17 days over the 2-day healthy newborn stays. The increase in time spent in the hospital means much higher cost. An estimated $1.5 billion has been spent taking care of these babies and their mothers. Over 80% is paid by federally funded programs such as Medicaid. These stats point in the reality of drug abuse among lower-income communities. The increase in infants born with NAS is related to the increase in drug use across the U.S. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, over 250 million prescriptions for opiates such as oxycodone and Percocet have been prescribed by doctors. Some pregnant women have been prescribed opiate pain relievers, which would increase the chance of their babies being born with NAS. Statistics have shown that opiate addiction has increased along the drug poisoning deaths related to heroin. It has nearly quadrupled from 2000 to 2013. People often become addicted to drugs prescribed by their doctors when they can no longer obtain them legally. They turn to illegal drugs. Heroin is cheap and easy to get, but it's also highly addictive and dangerous because it can cut down other substances. Most of the cases of NAS involve opiates such as heroin. What is neonatal abstinence syndrome, otherwise known as NAS? Well, when a mother takes drugs, they pass through the blood system, the stream, shall we say, to the fetus through the placenta. This causes the baby to become dependent on the drug the same way as the mother has become dependent. However, when the baby is born, the drug supply stops, so the infant begins to experience withdrawal symptoms as you would if you suddenly quit. Nearly all drugs have some effect in an infant, but some drugs are more likely to trigger NAS than others. Opiates almost always cause NAS. A drug like cocaine may cause some symptoms, but the main concern that it is that the toxic results to the baby from them. Alcohol use causes a whole other set of problems, including birth defects and fetal alcohol spectrum disorders. Not all mothers with babies born with NAS are using illegal drugs. A woman who is recovering from opiate addiction may have been prescribed methadone as part of her treatment plan by her doctor. Women are informed that their baby may be at risk being born dependent on methadone. But sometimes the benefits of taking medically controlled drug to help reduce the urge in a cravings for heroin or other opiates is worth the risk for a pregnant woman. If you know of a loved one who is using drugs or drinking while pregnant, encourage her to get help immediately. Call me here at the Take Your Life Back Today show at 844-405-HELP, and I promise I'll help to guide and direct that person to the proper channels. A baby who is exposed to drugs before he or she is born is at risk of NAS, as well as other problems such as poor growth, premature birth, low birth weight, birth defects, and seizures. What are the symptoms of NAS? A baby born with NAS can experience symptoms listed on this video that I'm going to go over with you during withdrawal. They can begin at as little as 24 hours after they are born and last up to 10 days. The length and the severity depends on when the baby was born in the pregnancy and the baby's weight at birth. Excessive crying with high-pitched cry, vomiting, diarrhea, dehydration, sweating, difficulty feeding, fever, unstable temperature, tremors, difficulty breathing, seizures, hyperactive reflexes or tight muscle tones, sensitivity to sound and light. Babies who are born prematurely have a lower risk of withdrawal symptoms, and when they do suffer from them, they do not last as long. A doctor can diagnose NAS after talking to the mother about drug use. It is important that she is very truthful with the doctor and explains everything that she has taken. It can also help doctors plan treatment for the baby. How is NAS treated? Once a doctor has determined that the infant has NAS, or she can develop a treatment plan based on the baby's age, overall health, the medical health. It is important that they go with whatever the treatment is. One simple solution is something many people do for the babies in general: swaddling. Babies in withdrawal can't get comfortable, so the warm, snug feeling of being wrapped up can help the baby. Babies who have experienced dehydration, vomiting, diarrhea, difficulty feeding may need an IV to get the calories he or she is lacking. If the baby has severe withdrawal, medication can help ease some of those symptoms. The drug is usually from the same family as the drug the drug that the mother took while pregnant. The baby is weaned off that drug gradually to lessen the severity of symptoms. If you know anyone whatsoever that either took drugs or drank during pregnancy or is doing it while pregnant now, call me, 844-405-HELP. I promise you I'll get that person the help that they need. No matter what it takes, I will try my best. With this, I leave one last thought. What goes into your body, women, please listen, what goes into your body while you're pregnant goes to your baby. Be careful in what you eat. Be careful in what you drink. Be careful in what you snort, inhale. It affects your child, and you, my friend, are responsible for that. And may God bless you.